We are trying to figure out exactly why the Secretary of Homeland Security, Kristi Noem, ended up in the hospital last night. Now, I'm going to tell you up front, because this administration lacks such transparency, we are left to figure it out. We were told by the Department of Homeland Security that out of an abundance of caution, no big deal, Kristi Noem was taken to the hospital for an allergic reaction. The exact statement was Secretary Noem had an allergic reaction today. She was transported to the hospital out of an abundance of caution. She is alert and recovering. What was the allergic reaction to? As of this moment, when I'm recording this, I know sometimes things happen and people go, David, you're late. As of this moment, we do not know what the allergic reaction was to. Was it food? Was it something else? We don't know. How long would the average person normally be hospitalized for an allergic reaction? Well, it depends. For a mild reaction, normally you don't even go to the hospital. You wouldn't be, or if you do, you wouldn't be hospitalized. If you have a moderate allergic reaction, you might be under observation for a few hours, maybe overnight if you need treatment and or need to be monitored. The most serious situation, like an anaphylactic reaction where you end up with low blood pressure, an obstructed airway, something like that, you might be in the hospital 1 to 3 days. Now, very cagey messaging from the administration. And this leads to another key detail, which is, again, it's speculation born out of the undeniable reality that this is an administration that just hides everything. Right before this supposed allergic reaction yesterday, Kristi Noem had been with RFK Jr. at a biohazard lab, which was temporarily shut down because of safety concerns. In fact, a picture was posted, which we're putting up on the screen here, by Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s account of himself, Kristi Noem, and Senator Rand Paul at the biohazard labs at Fort Detrick. This is a place where they study the most dangerous viruses, Ebola and many others. The offices of Noem, Paul, and Kennedy were all asked for comment about this, did not respond to requests for comment as of when we went to air today. Now, this is obviously just speculation, but you put together a lack of information about the allergic reaction, a response that's not typical for an allergic reaction, the lack of transparency from this administration, and then they were at a biohazard lab that was a problem lab. It starts to get potentially weird. Now, it would be true MAGA that she becomes patient zero for some virus that wipes out humanity. Okay, I don't believe that that's what's going on here. However, we know that they went to great lengths to cover up the severity of Trump's COVID when he had it during his first term. I believe that if either there was some leak from one of these labs that presented a risk to the public through someone like a Kristi Noem, or she had just a health event unrelated to the biohazard thing, but not an allergic reaction, I think they would probably try to cover it up until they couldn't cover it up anymore, no matter what. So we wish her the best, of course. We may know more soon, hopefully, but there is something here where the lack of transparency only leads to more of this sort of speculation. Now, on the bonus show today, speaking of speculation, social media is now the main source of news in the United States, according to new research that has just been revealed. Is this a good thing or a bad thing? It doesn't seem obvious to me that it's good. As far as TikTok is concerned, Donald Trump is once again extending the TikTok sale deadline for the third time. Much like with tariffs, it's just this let's extend kind of way of governing. And then finally, with only 8% of its border wall built, Texas has very quietly, very, very quietly defunded its state border wall program, falling 92% short of completing what they said they were going to complete. Oh boy. We will have all of those stories and more on today's bonus show.
Oh, the bonus show where you want to make money. Yeah. Everybody else that makes money to fund themselves is bad.
We're going to make a little money on the bonus show. Very triggering to Alex Jones. You can sign up at joinpacman.com and remember to get our daily updates through Substack, which you can sign up for by emailing info@davidpakman.com. I'll see you on the bonus show. You know, every time we call out Donald Trump's authoritarianism, the right calls it media hysteria. But I want to remind you that Trump admits he's looking for ways to defy the Constitution and maybe even pursue another term. Now, if you don't know the bias behind your news, you might believe, oh, Trump's just teasing us. There's nothing here. Go to ground.news/Pakman and see how media bias influences more than your perception from Trump's policy and ability to understand and undermine constitutional norms. I've been with Ground News for years now because this is what they do. They expose the hidden agendas behind reporting sources and make it easy to compare coverage and understand critical issues. Even better, if I'm reading a story on another site, the Ground News browser extension will flag the source's political bias and give me other reports on the same story so I can verify the information. My viewers get 40% off the same unlimited Vantage plan that I use, so you get their top tier plan for just $5 a month. Go to ground.news/Pakman. The link is in the description, or scan the QR code.